Today's sponsor, Fast House, have let me write a question for their techie test. If you're based in the UK, you have the chance to win your ultimate tech bundle, including your dream PC setup worth up to £5,000. Link is in the description box. More on this later, but for now, sauces. What's up guys, salut, this is Alex, and yes, this is the mother freaking seaweed. Now if you remember well in the previous episode, I went all the way to Istanbul in Turkey to make my own ultimate saucepan. In the world of saucepan, this is like Formula 1, NASCAR if you're in the US. Yeah, you see, I think of all of you. Let's put it to good use. So basically my plan today is to make another mother sauces. In episode number 4 I made sauce espagnole. Now I want to make sauce velouté. Following what Escoffier wrote in his culinary bible, a sauce velouté is basically just white stock thickened with a white roux. The first step for this recipe is to make a fond blanc, so white stock. I could use veal, but this time I choose to use chicken. Because I'm in charge, remember? I made brown stock in episode 4 and to be honest it is very similar to white stock. The only difference is that for white stock ingredients are not roasted before being simmered. Okay, so we got the white stock, the fond blanc sorted. Now in order to make it a sauce we need to thicken it, and for that we're going to use a very traditional thickener, a roux. So the thickener roux is made with equal proportions of both butter and flour. Mix these together and cook them over low heat. If you cook them for a short period of time, you'll get white roux. A bit longer, you'll get blonde roux. A bit longer, you'll get brown roux. So for a velouté sauce, which is supposed to be that velvety, light in terms of color, subtle sauce, you're aiming at a white roux. So the least cooked roux possible. Problem is, if you don't cook it enough, it's gonna taste like flour. Yeah, you really need to cook it for at least 3-4 minutes. And right now I've got a white roux. I can't taste any flour, in fact I can't taste anything because I just burned myself really bad. Which basically means that the roux must be ready. So you start with the overall liquid weight, and then 10% of that will be the amount of roux you need. So in just a moment I'm going to pour that stock into this boiling hot, piping hot roux, and you want to keep stirring as you're pouring the thing in. Right, so I just brought the whole liquid to a boil, and that's very important if you want to activate the gelatinization process. So the texture seems about right. It's extremely smooth. It smells buttery, almost like caramel. I have to confess something. I was aiming at a white velouté, and I got a caramel velouté. Fond in the first place was rather colored, and so was my roux. It was blonde-ish instead of being white-ish. Anyways, I think it's fine, so I'm gonna have it as is. I can smell butter and rich flavors. Ah ouais, putain, ça sent bon. Very, very nice. Rich, unctuous, buttery. The sauce is amazing, yes, but I've got a slight concern. Do I really taste the chicken? Okay. Right. So clearly we are facing a problem. I think it's too subtle on the chicken flavor, basically. I think the thickener we use works great from a texture point of view, but from a taste point of view, I don't think it's doing its job right. Basically, there are two things involved. The volume of thickening agent we had to use. In this case, it's 10% of the overall liquid weight. That's enormous. That's way too much. And second, the flour has this annoying tendency to trap flavors and not to be able to release them properly. But it's not a problem we can't solve. A while back, I had the chance to have in my studio Nathan Myhrvold from the Modernist Cuisine.
Well, I'm Nathan Myhrvold, and I had a career in technology, chief technology officer at Microsoft for many years. But I always loved cooking. While I worked at Microsoft, I decided I wanted to learn cooking for real. So I went to chef school in France.
You went to chef school in France?
Yes, I got Bill Gates to give me a leave of absence.
He's a cool guy.
I started experimenting, and I decided to write a book. And it took 5 years, but I wrote Modernist Cuisine, which is this 2,400-page giant thing that covers basically all of the techniques of modern cooking.
So at this moment we're just talking about traditional French cuisine and the use of roux. He told me different situations require different thickening agent, and clearly this is the one you should be working with. Which one? Xanthan Gum. One of the best discoveries in food science since yeast. So I'm not gonna lie, but working with the white powder in the kitchen feels a bit odd. If it does a better job than a roux, why shouldn't we use that instead? Works at any pH, any temperature, only have to use 0.05%, that's almost nothing. It's clearly gonna have less impact on the taste. I'm excited. So 2.5 grams of xanthan gum is the amount I need to thicken 500 milliliters or a pint of my stock. The problem is I only have 1 liter left. And the second, I never used xanthan gum to thicken sauces in the past. So I think it would be safer to try it out on just water first. So let me just do that. Right, so it's sticking a lot to the spoon, it's sticking to the edges of that container. Got tons of lumps. I'm gonna try to solve that by mixing it with a blender. Oh, that's syrupy. Tons of air bubbles trapped inside. I managed to improve the distribution of the gum in the liquid, that's good, but now I've got a foam. That's not so great. So I've been doing a few research online and I basically found out that my blender is not gonna work for this job. It's just introducing too much air into the liquid. However, a homogenizer, it's an amazing device that I immediately want to buy. Ultrasonic homogenizer mixes all the particles inside by creating bubbles and exploding them and vacuum, and also it costs a fortune. Now there's another type of homogenizer, rotor-stator homogenizer. It works like an immersion, and then you've got that spinning end trapping particles outer skirt, so the rotor. But it's not solving our problem like right now. So I found some very interesting information on a soap making website. You should be mixing your xanthan gum with oil. That's a simple solution to what I thought was a very complicated problem. Can't believe I found something useful on the internet. But I think we've got a winner. So that's one thing to remember. When you want to disperse xanthan gum in liquid, disperse it in fat first and then use it in liquid. I think we got everything we need. Let's just start the sauce. Okay, let's talk about today's sponsor, FastHost. Regardless of your experience, FastHost can give you the tools to build a strong web presence. They aim to support UK businesses and entrepreneurs at all levels, providing effective and affordable hosting packages to suit any need. FastHost is based in the UK with their cutting-edge UK data centers. Regardless of your hosting package, you can talk to their expert support teams 24/7. They offer a wide range of web hosting products, powerful hosting, unlimited bandwidth, and smart SSD storage. Reliability and security are ensured by clustered architecture and UK data center. They also allow other services to help bring your project to life, like cloud backup. You can test out their service by getting 5 GB of cloud backup absolutely free. And if you're in the UK, you have the chance to win the ultimate tech bundle, including your dream PC setup worth up to £5,000. If you can answer my techie test question, what does OLED stand for? I think it's easy. If you have the answer, go to fasthost.co.uk/Alex to enter the competition. Thank you FastHost for sponsoring this video. Back to it. It's slightly sweet, slightly savory. It's subtle, it's chickeny. I was just looking for a tiny improvement. The chicken flavor is more intense. Can only be connected to the thickener. The type of thickener we use has a tremendous impact on the ability to release flavor. Roux is good, but this, it's cleaner. This makes me salivate more. The first one with the roux, you get quite a creamy texture. It's a good thing, yes, because it's very creamy, but it's also a bad thing. Where in this case, it coats the whole mouth very rapidly, but it's a thin layer. I think I like it. It feels more like a jus than a thickened sauce. Lighter. And yet very, very intense in terms of flavor. It's like roasted chicken flavor. It's way better. I'm sorry to say this, but it's way better. Okay, I'll stand by my word. It's way better. I don't want to spoil the next episode too much, but if you've been watching the series closely, in the second episode, I told the guy in the 3 Michelin star restaurant that I would like to come back and have them taste my sauce. That's how foolish I can be. I just want to see where I stand in all this. I feel like my knowledge is definitely better than it was. My tools are so much better than they were. And I feel like now I can not fight on the same level. Easy. But at least I can defend myself. And then it will be Judgment Day. Slightly scared. I hope you enjoy this episode. We catch up in the next one. Bye bye. Salut.